nakita ako kaina, may bago nga karanaan dito sa Santa Barbara. Wala ko kabalutiin ko, wait lang siya tayo sa nila. Diin, ang kapo. Wala sila patikla.
What?
Sila na? Oo, sila na. Halika to, Ata. Ha? Kaya, dali ka mo. Oy. Sige na ba ko? Nag-chat ko kami sa GCK na wala yung kami nasakta. By the way, nagutom ka mo, nagutom ako na.
Hindi na magkaano.
Wait lang, may nagsalita ako kayo na sa may sa may Facebook. Kasi wala pa ba yung ano to? Parang niya man, Amelia by Shorts na nga.
Wow!
Ay, shortstop? Hindi naman buto ka unang shortstop.
Oo, gano'n. Sa kilid Bluefields na. Oo, kauna. I really die. Tapos may ginabutang sila nga ano nga.
Buaya ka na.
Oo, buaya nga tinapay. Tapos nung dumal ko pa naman. Hindi ako dumdum, pero
Di ba sumay muna?
kamusta, di ba kumabakay ng caramel cake. Pagkita ko palang pala sa shortstop natin, di ba? Katulad ito wala. Ingod mo lang to sa Petron. Let's go!
Good day! So, you're the Group 4 and here we are at
Amelia by
Shortstop.
Kung gutom ka, nasa tamang video ka.
Kaya naman,
Arat na!
Welcome sa Amelia. Kung diin ang kanamiton, nagasugod pa lang sa pagsulod mo. Pag-abri pa lang sa pertahan, mabatsagan mo na dayon ang warm kag welcoming vibes ng lugar. Ang malapad kag maaliwalas nga interior nagahatag kahulugan sa comfort kag kalinong. Hindi gutok, hindi sabad, tamaan lang gid para mag-relax. Ang mga lamesa kag lingkuranan ginpili gid para sa comfort. Perfect pang dugay-dugay nga storyahanay upod barkada o kung pamilya. Ang natural kag soft na kahayag nagahatag kasanag sa bilog nga lugar. Samtang ang simple pero aesthetic nga decor nagahatag karakter kag kanami sa mata. Nami gid dinhi nga lugar pang chill, pang meet up o kung biskan pang me time lang. Samtang ginatilawan ang paborito nga batchoy. Sa Amelia, hindi lang gid ang pagkaon ng namit, pati ang lugar ginahimo gid para sa imo comfort kag kalipay. Ang mga staff, pretty gid ka friendly kag hindi ka gid mahuya. Pero sa mga seryoso nga butang, professional man sila mag-atubang. Kung gapangita kamo sa perfect nga pangpalamig kag pang dessert, try nyo na ang halo-halo kag sweet sa Amelias. Sobra gid ka creamy, damo sahog kag tamis gid sa sakto lang. May ara pa gid iba-iba nga sweets nga nami gid balikan. Perfect ni pang init nga adlaw o kung pang reward sa sarili. Kung gutom gid kag gusto nyo sang init kag namit, sigurado makabusog ini nga pagkaon. Sour gid ka rich sang sabaw, damo unod kag perfect gid pang comfort food. Whether pang merienda o kung pang full meal, swak gid sa panlasa. Tilog nyo na ang paa, batchoy, pansit kag lomi. Amelia, namit, nami, kag balik-balikan gid.
Hi ma'am, good day. Before po kita mag-proceed sa ating mga questions, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Kalel Zareen Hidalgo. I'm actually the third generation founder of Amelia by Shortstop. We are a family business, and so we have a lot of help from other members of the family, and I'm one of them.
So at this point, I am going to ask our questions. So our first question is, when was the business established? What motivated you to start it, including the reason by the name Amelia by Shortstop?
Well, we opened Amelia by Shortstop March 15, 2025, so we haven't hit our full year yet. But if you're familiar with the brand of Shortstop and Roosevelt, we're actually the same family behind it. What we did with Amelia by Shortstop was we wanted to kind of revive the legacy of our parents, of our grandparents, by offering the same good food, heartfelt food back to the community. It was actually our second generation founder, Amelia, who thought of that. And that's why this brand is named after her, because we wanted her restaurant to be really front and center. And thus, we call this brand Amelia by Shortstop.
Thank you. Which product is the most frequently bought and how is it made?
I would say that our bok choy, the Supreme bok choy, is actually our bestseller. It's a recipe of my dad. My dad grew up in the US, and every time he would tell me the story that he would ask his mom or our grandmother to cook him bok choy. He was nostalgic of the Ilonggo flavors. He kind of acquired how to make that bok choy. But when he started this business, he added some sort of a twist. That's why our bok choy had a bone marrow. So that's his version of bok choy. But it's still very nostalgic. And while I cannot go into the specific details of how we actually make it, I would say that it's a labor of love because we start very, very early in the morning for that. Around 4 a.m., 5 a.m., just to start with broth. And even earlier if we need to buy bone marrow from the market. So our bok choy makers would go here very early in the morning. And it's the same experience that my dad had even when he was still in the US. So it's something that we're actually very, very proud of, and we're pushing for more people to actually try.
Our next question, ma'am. How has business grown or changed over the years since it started?
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, we haven't hit our full year yet, but we did see a growth in foot traffic, especially that I think most of the businesses trend is actually going outwards of Iloilo City already. So we see a lot of businesses in Bahia and of course here in Santa Barbara. We did also see a growing interest in events. We have our function that can cater 70 people and the whole area can cater to 100 people, and we did have a lot of bookings for that. So I think it's one thing that we did really see a growing interest in. But if you actually look back into our first brand, Shortstop, at the time our grandparents didn't have the same resources as we did. So probably there were no accurate systems, there were not much help compared to what we had today. So I would say that we've come a long way, but there's still a long way to go.
Next is, during what seasons or special events does the business experience the highest number of customers?
Well, we did see a lot of traffic, especially in the holidays during December and even up to now. We're still on the holiday high. But on normal days, I would say the food industry is very volatile. So on weekdays, it's actually so-so. But Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are our best days. Sometimes even Mondays now when we have officials coming from their flag ceremonies, so they would go here after. So events, it's very random. No, some would have their birthdays on a Tuesday during dinner time, and we're very happy with that.
For the next question, ma'am, what are the biggest challenges you have faced in running the business? How did you overcome them, and what advice do you give to starting entrepreneurs?
Yeah, well, like I said, the food industry, there's so many factors to consider. You have to consider the palate of the generation that's dining here. You also have to consider the costing, inflation, and a whole lot more. And so I think, given those factors, one of the biggest challenges is actually to juggle all of it and to meet halfway with those factors. Because, we want our products to be affordable, but at the same time, we also ask ourselves, is it something that's sustainable 5 years, 10 years from now? So there's a lot of factors to juggle, and we try as much as possible to keep the business running smoothly. We also consider of course, the profit, we consider also our people, and that's just one of the biggest challenges. And we try to be better each time as we also ask feedback from our customers, we ask feedback from our people on how we can probably improve our service and our operations. So, that's what I can say is the biggest struggle actually, to try and balance all of these factors so that you're able to give a service that is actually not only value for money, but something that your customers could actually remember from here on out.
So, di na kita ma-end sa amon interview natin. Thank you guys sa mga meaningful nga answers and sige mo nga cooperation.
Thank you.
Thank you.